Hello Exiles, this is Fusion Gaming and welcome to my series of tips and tricks of how to get through the axe faster. Now, the purpose of this guide is to try and help you be a more efficient campaign runner, so you can run through acts 1 to 10 much faster than you may have been doing previously. Now, this is in no way a build guide, just off the bat. I'm not going to teach you what builds to run. I'm not going to tell you what the best items are. I'm not going to tell you how to get sockets or anything like that. It's literally going to be teaching you how to get through particular zones and what to do in terms of which way you should go and how to get through them a little bit faster. And that's basically it. It will also be a kind of a beginner's guide on how to run through the axe and what to do, but it will be very generalized in that respect. It will be more based upon how to get through the axe a lot faster. Now, I'm not going to give you any sponsor rubbish, so you don't need to worry about that. What I will say is I'm going to give you a little background of information about myself, just so that you want to know who I am. I have been in Path of Exile now. I've played a good 12 to 15,000 hours. I've been in the game since just before Beasterly League. So I think that was the Abyss League. I kind of caught the back end of that, but I didn't really understand the premise of how leagues ran. And then since then, I have played every single league prolifically. I usually play for around about 2 months of every single league, and then I have a break just so that I don't get burnt out. In terms of what I do during the axe, just so that I understand, what I do during the league, just so that I understand the axe a lot better, is that what I will do is I will do at some point during the league, I will do act running, which basically is the purpose of me helping new players or anyone that is experienced where they cannot run through the axe, or they just want to just run through it much faster than they necessarily would do themselves. So if it takes somebody, let's say 5 to 7 hours to run through the axe, I would run through it with them and get it done in between 1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours and 15 minutes is roughly how long it would take me to run through it at full speed. I would give them relevant gear and we would get through it nice and fast. Now, because of that, it meant that I had to know how to get through these zones much faster than many other people. So I've learned little tweaks and little idiosyncrasies which are in each zone, which I'm going to teach you today. Now, this episode today is going to be based on Act 1. Now, I'm literally going to start from the beginning, so for anyone who obviously has not started or has not obviously done this before, we'll go through it. So first of all, you're on Champion Character Select. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call this one Act Guide Player. Okay, so we're going to do that. You will then land on the Twilight Strand. This is the first zone that everybody will enter, as you know. If you are a veteran player, if you are a new player, this is how you start. Everybody starts the same. You would obviously pick up whatever weapon is for yourself. You would speak to this dying exile, and then you have to kill this zombie or corpse. He will then give you a skill gem. Now, what I usually advise at this point, while you're running, is left click, change your left click to run only, just so that you don't stop running. And also while you're running, throw your skill gem. I did it a bit slow there, but throw your skill gem into your item. Now, what I would advise is run along the sea line. Kind of run right between the water and the coast, so like right here. You will get to this chest. Pick up your first gem, which is a support gem, and again, as you're running, throw it into your wand. Again, I did that a little bit slower because I was trying to show you. Then you can then put whatever skill binds you want. Now, I prefer to have my skills on Q, so we're going to change that. You'll then meet this big guy, Mr. Hillock, and you have to kill him, which is fairly easy. He's not exactly challenging, so literally just keep attacking him. All I would advise is just keep an eye on your mana, because your mana can drain away quite fast depending on whatever class that you are, which obviously, as you can imagine, drains the mana like nil tomorrow. There we go, he's nicely dead. He will then drop a bunch of items. Okay, this will then open the door to the next zone, which is called Lion's Eye Watch. Now, this is the first town that you will then experience and that you can then venture into. Now, within this zone, there are vendors. Now, I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of every single vendor because that is for another episode, but basically Nessa will supply you with some gems and some items, and Tarkley will also supply you with some items. He will also give you a selection of gems that you can select from. From here, you then want to then move on. Now I'm then going to change character just for the purpose of this, just so that it's much faster. So I'm going to just change character just so that I can run through this zone a lot quicker. So from here, you then want to go through this door behind your traders, behind the notice board here, and it's called the coast. Now, in all the times that I have ran this zone, you always go north, then to the east. So we're going to go north, and then go east once you go up the ramp. Now, it's always in that direction. I don't think I have ever seen it go in any other direction until you get to this waypoint here. Okay? Now, when you get to the waypoint, you have two options. You can either go south to the Tidal Island, or you can go east to the mud flats. Now, if I was going to give you any advice and to make your gameplay a lot smoother, is skip Tidal Island for now. At this point, you'll probably be around about level 2. Depending on how many monsters you've killed within this zone, you will maximum be level 3 by the time you get to the mud flats. Okay. Now within this zone, there are quite a few monsters that you have to kill because they will block certain tasks that you need to do. So when you're in the mud flats, what I would advise is just run along the sea line until you reach, and it's not going to do it this time, is it? Oh, is it? Yes, it is. So can you see this like water gully on the floor here? Can you see this like it looks like a channel that's kind of like grooved out. Follow it, and you will get to your first nest. Now these rowers are quite spicy, as you can imagine. Look at them; they're trying to beat the hell out of me here. Now, as a new player, this is death central. A lot of people die here, so I would recommend to stay back and try and kill them from afar if you can. If you want to be brave, then run in and try and grab it before they hit you, if you're that brave. Now from here, what I would then advise is there's like gullies here. Can you see the gullies? So the way that we found this one was following the gully. There is two that branch off from this one. Follow them. So I'm going to follow the left one first. And look, it takes you to your next nest. It does the exact same with the other gully. Now, because this one is right near the door, can you see the door on the map here? I know that it's not going to be this left channel, okay? I know that the north channel could possibly lead to the boss. There's a boss in this zone, or a rare boss. Is he up here? There he is. Mr. Uzbek. So we don't want to go that way. We want to stay away from him because he's quite nasty at low levels. So I know that it's possibly going to be this right one. So I'm going to follow this one and see where it leads me. It may lead me to the door that's in this zone, which it has done, the fetid pool. However, with this one, there was another channel, I think, that went off to the right here. If I follow this, it gets me to my next nest. So if you ever get lost, just follow the channels. Now, once you've got all three of these tasks or these quest items, the first thing you need to do is literally just go straight east. Now, what I want you to kind of imagine on my screen right now is a big compass. So we've got north at the top, south at the bottom, east and west. So whenever I say go north, it's going to be going up. And south is down, east is right, west is left, as you can imagine. So all I want you to do is just go directly east, so right, and just keep going until you hit a wall. Once you hit a wall, follow the wall up and round, and you will always get to the wall where you put your task and quest rewards in, which will then lower this passageway, and you can then enter the Submerged Passage. Now within this zone, by this point you should be around about level 4, level 5. At this point I would then advise you to go back to the coast, okay, because it will then make killing the boss, there's a boss in the next zone, Hillrake, a lot easier than if you was to try and enter and try and kill him on level 2. Now you're level 5, so you've got a few more skill points, you've got a little bit more damage. Now when you enter this zone, you have an option. You can either go left, you can either go right. Now I have a feeling, and I'm going to just go with this, it's going to be left, but we'll see. So I'm going to go left. And I was right. So I'm going to go right this time, just to show you. Now, if you ever see this verge, you see this verge here, it looks like a cliff edge. So I can't get up there, I have to walk around and go up. If you ever see this, stop. Do not go any further. Back off and go back the way you just came and go the opposite way. Because it will be 10 times faster because the boss is right here. Okay? The reason why, and you're probably going to think, well, it'll just be the same amount of distance. No, it won't. So I'm going to run from here. You ready? I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 seconds. Now, let's just say, obviously, you're not going to be running as fast as me. So I'm going to double that because you're going to be a lot slower. So that's going to be 18 seconds. Now I'm going to run from here and I'm going to go all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So if we double it, that's 40 seconds. Just look at the size of that detour. It's like taking the long route round. There's no point. Just backtrack, take the short route. I can guarantee you, you will save time. Now, once you've killed Hellrake, you will get your first portal scroll. Do not, I repeat, do not use it, because we are going to need it in the next zone. From here, exit character select and press enter again. As soon as you see your menu, enter. And you will get thrown into town. If you ever need to get back to town and you run out of portal scrolls, just do that method and it will save you time. Okay? Then you want to go back to the Submerged Passage. Now the reason why you want to save your portal scroll is because when you're running through this zone, and by the way, there is no right or wrong way to go in here. It's a case of just kind of navigating around to try and find the best way. I've had this route go up, I've had it go down, I've had it go left, I've had it go right. It goes all over the place. All I would advise you though, and this is quite important, when you get to this bit here, which is a bridge above a bunch of stalagmites underneath you, stop, put your portal down, carry on across the bridge. We're going to come back to that portal in a minute. This is why you needed to save that portal, and this is to speed you up. Okay? Run through and get to the ledge. Now, when you're in the ledge, this is probably one of the most easiest zones. This early on, it's very linear. All you do is you run in a straight line. You just run, run, run. You just follow the path. There is no deviations. There's no dead ends. It's nice and easy. If you want to kill as many of the monsters in here as you can, you'll get some nice juicy levels because you're going to need it, because in a minute you're going to go back and we're going to go and kill another boss. So you might want to get a level or two in here. It's up to you. Now, once you get to the waypoint, which is here, you have two options. You can either, from here, go back to town and get your waypoint and go back through it, and we'll go through that in a minute, or you can carry on, and this is all dependent on how fast you are as a player. If you think that you can get through this zone and get to the waypoint in the next zone within, I would say, 5 minutes, the portal will last for 10, but I say if you can get there in 5 minutes, then do this instead. So run through it like this all the way, get to the next zone, which is called the climb. Then in here, you always want to head due east. So you want to go up and then go east. There's your waypoint. Now once you get to your waypoint here, stop. Go back to town. Again, you can either go back to town from the ledge if you feel that you're a little bit slower, or do it from the climb. It's up to you. If you feel that you're a more experienced veteran player, then do it at the climb. Go back to the Submerged Passage and you will spot that the map is still here and your portal's still here. Okay. Now you can see on the map that you've not explored to the right of the map or the left of the map. Now the right I know is a dead end. Yep. But I've not explored the left. What you want to do is you don't want to cross the bridge. Stay on the lower side of the bridge and explore these areas which you have not explored. You are looking for a door, which I have found over here, which is called the Flooded Depths. Now, again, you will be a few levels up, which means that it makes it a little bit easier for you. Okay? Now, the Flooded Depths, for this area, I'm actually going to jump to paint, just to show you this. Okay? Now, if you enter the zone, which I'm going to show you, and let's say you enter it here, 9 times out of 10, if you enter down here, and you'll notice in a second that the area is kind of cornered off, the boss will be, and I'm going to change the color for this, the boss will be here, because he'll be exactly opposite. However, if you entered, let's say, this zone here, then the boss will be directly this way. Now, to put that into theory, we're going to try that now. So I'm going to go down, I'm going to see. So this area is always in like a diamond shape. So this zone is now, see, it's now going right. So I now know, just from the way that the map is going, that it's exactly like this. So I have come in on the left side of the diamond. So if you look at my map, I've come in over here, and the whole map is going right. So that means that the boss is going to be over on the right-hand side. So if I keep going over here, here's the bridge, over the bridge, and here's Mr. Krabby. Bye. Dead. Okay, you see how the map is? Now, I could reset this zone and show you again, but it's exactly the same. It's the same for if you came in at the top of the zone. So again, if you popped in here and you notice that the map is starting to descend, like if it starts doing like that, you know that he's down here and you're going down. Okay? That's the easiest way to do it. Now, from here, don't waste your portal scroll. Exit to character select. Log back in again. Save your portal scrolls. Early on, you want to save them up, just so that you're not short on them later. Then from here, once you've got your skill point, go back to either the ledge or the climb, depending on whichever zone you came from, and carry on. Now I'm going to go back to the ledge just for the purpose of this, because I want to show you something. Now let's say you were a little bit slower than you expected on that zone, and you came back to this zone, and if you look at my mini-map here, can you see? There is the Fog of War is north and south. So I have absolutely no idea which way I'm supposed to be going right now, do I? I don't know whether did I come from the north, did I come from the south? There is one little tool here which will help you out, which is very, very good, and the developers put this into the game to help you. There is literally an arrow on your screen to tell you where to go. I'm going to give you a second and just have a look at where I'm going to stop moving. Just see if you can see the arrow that's in the map right now that tells you where to go. Can you see it? It's very funny. You're going to love this. Can you see these little 3 bowling pins on the floor in front of me here? They are literally shaped in an arrow pointing, like there's one there, one there, one there, like that. It's literally pointing that way. You see it? So it means go this way. Whichever side of the waypoint, another way you can do it for speed if you really want to, whichever, I'm going to reset the zone just to show you. Whichever side of the waypoint those bowling pins are on, there you go. You can see them clear as day there. Look at that. You cannot miss that, can you? That's the way you go. All right. Now I'm going to just jump back to the climb just for speed. Now with the climb, like I said earlier, 9 times out of 10 you are always going to want to go east. So we're just going to go directly east. So I'm going to go up. Now sometimes the map does go up, but it will usually transcend east a little bit. Now if you come across this green archer dude, which I just instantly killed, you know you're going the right way. 9 times out of 10 the map will go east. There is the odd occasion that it will go north. It's very rare though. So now you are in the lower prison. Now, when I ran this map around about 100 times, just as prep before we did this video. And in all 100 versions, the Trial of Ascendancy, which you need to complete in this area, was always on the right-hand side. It was always on this right wall over here, which it is on this occasion. It's right here. There's your trial. And the door was always in the bottom right or the bottom left. And on this occasion, it's on the bottom right. Now, just to show you, and I will reference to these if you want. So we're going to call it lower prison. Here we go. So if you look at this, if you can see here, waypoint is here. Trial of Ascendancy, door bottom right. Next one, waypoint, Trial of Ascendancy was still to the right, but it was up a little bit, and door was bottom right. Another one, waypoint here, Trial of Ascendancy was all the way over to the right over here, and the door was in the top right this time. Same again. Next one, trial was on the right, door was in the top right. Do you get the picture? And one more, waypoint, trial on the right, door in the top right. So it's always right side, either top right, bottom right. I think maybe once out of maybe 300 playthroughs, I have ever seen it go left. If you see it go left, then let me know. Because it means that you have bad RNG. Iron Jesus is not with you this league. Now, that concept does not apply to the next zone. So the next zone is called the upper prison. This zone is literally like rolling the dice. I have ran this zone hundreds of times. And I've had the door in the top left corner, top right corner, bottom left corner, bottom right corner. Does not matter. All I know is that when you see this room here, so can you see this platform here? So on the map here, there's a platform with 3 bridges connected to it. If you ever see that, you are going in the right direction. Okay? That's all that I know. If you ever see that, if you don't see it, then you're not going in the right direction. Okay? It's as simple as that. I can't, there's no real tips or trips for that guide or that area because it's just so random. It's probably my most annoying level in the early acts. Next zone is the Wardens Quarters. It's very linear. There's only one way to go. You just run through and go and kill Mr. Brutus, which is sat here. There you go, bye-bye. Now, once you kill him, you can go through here. Once you get to this next room, there will be a crafting recipe in here. I can't see it because I already have it. You don't need to walk through this door if you don't want to. You don't have to. Okay? You will get this waypoint if you exit in that room back there. You automatically gain it. You don't need to touch it. So this will save you the seconds it takes to run down this little set of stairs and press it. Okay? Also, if you go back to town at this point, you will get some new skill points. So, not skill points, sorry. You will get a new gem. And I think actually you do get a skill point as well. Now, once you come back to Prisoner's Gate, there is a very specific way to run through this zone. And it is very easy once you know it. First thing you want to do is you want to run along this path for 3 seconds. Now, I'm being very technical here. Just bear with me. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay? For you, if you want to do, depending on how fast you are, it may be 5 seconds or 6 seconds for you, depending on how fast your movement speed is. Now, the reason why is as soon as you get to a certain point on the path, on the left or on the right, you will then see this drop-off, this canyon drop-off. Again, like a little brick face, cliff face, however you want to call it. And this is the way you want to go. You never want to go the other side. If there's no drop-off, you're on the wrong side. It's on the other side. It's always the opposite side. What you then do is you then hug the left wall, or hug the wall. And it'll then go down like an alleyway. Once you get to this open bit here, where it opens, and again, you can either go straight on, left, or right. Always go left. Just follow it. It'll go down the ramp, and it should go straight. There you go. Look at that. Then when you get to the next verge drop-off here, at this point you should have a movement skill. So you should have Frostblink, Dash, Flame Dash, anything like that. Dash over this wall. I don't have that, so I can't do it for the purpose of this. And you want to head in a northeast direction because the door is always in this northeast corner. It's always here. So if you could dash over, you would dash straight from here down to here, and then just head this way, and there's your door. Straight line. Okay? So you don't need to walk all the way around. Again, saves precious seconds. Ship Graveyard is the next zone. Now you should always meet the waypoint within 5 seconds of walking into this zone. And there's your waypoint. And oh my god, we have got RNGesus with us today. One of the worst areas in Act 1 is this, because it is quite a massive zone. And one of the areas you need to find is the Ship Graveyard Cave. Now in this instance, it's right here. I have only ever come across this maybe once or twice while I have been leveling during the acts, like myself. When I've been speed leveling, I've seen it quite a bit, but I've never seen it this close when I'm leveling like on launch day. So if you get it this close, it's a fucking godsend. So take it, okay? I'm going to come back to it. We're not going to do it just yet, because what I want to do is I want to show you something else. So there will be a book. You see the book on the map here, the little book icon? It's this weathered carving. Wherever this is where your quest point is for Fairgraves. That is what you can use as a bit of a monitor on the map, so you can keep an eye on where you need to go, so you don't get lost. Okay, so Ship Graveyard Cave. Let's go down there. Now this zone is my most hated zone. There is more dead ends in this zone than possibly any other zone. And if I had got this in one go, I will be surprised. No, I didn't. Look at that dead end. I nearly got it. I was one away. Look. But there is no guide to this area. It's just a case of trial by error. Oh, would you look at that? The area decided. Look at the state of that. The door is right there, but yet it trolled me that way, and that way. Let me guess, it's going to go up here and to the left. Yeah. No, another dead end. Oh my god. This is why I hate this zone. It's going to go down now, south. Yep. Now it's going to go all the way down, back to where we were, to where we need to go. Yes. Yeah, I hate this zone. I absolutely hate it. There is no way to navigate it. It's trial by error, or trial by fire, or trial by swearing, as I like to call it, because I'm usually swearing, yeah, many curse words every time I see a dead end. Now, once you've got that quest point, you can then go and do the Fairgraves fight, which is a fun little fight for you. Once you've done that, depending on the map, if Fairgraves, the best way for me to, again, I'm going to go back to paint and we're going to create a new one. So I'm just going to go new, don't save. Now, if you start at the bottom of the right map here, and Fairgraves is, let's say, over here, and the waypoint is, let's say, in the middle, like here, then you always want to go top right. However, let's say, rotate, it's like that instead. And you come in here, you go to the waypoint, and Fairgraves is there, you always want to go bottom left. It's exactly the same, just imagine flipping it on its head. It's always in the bottom left. So for this scenario, we're going to flip it 180. There you go. We're going top right, because there's the door, there's the waypoint, there's Fairgraves, which is like this. So we're going to go top right. It's always top right. Just keep going over and up, which in this scenario, that decided to screw me over. So we're going to go this way instead. And then it'll probably go up and to the right. Oh, would you look at that? And it'll go all, and the door will be all the way in this top right corner. Over here. There we go. Cavern of Wrath. Okay? Little tip for you. Once you go in here and you pick up this waypoint, you can then go back to Act 1 and you will get a new skill gem, which is usually quite strong, and it will help you with killing Merveil. Okay? Carrying on through this zone, again, this is a bit of a trial by fire. However, the door is always in the top left corner. Sorry, I'll reword that. Top right corner. It's kind of like the lower prison. Top right corner bottom right corner. It's always one of those two. I have never, ever, 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 in the thousands of times that I have ran this zone, oh, lovely dead end, seen it in the top left or the bottom left. It never goes back on yourself. It's always in the top right or bottom right. So in this occasion, it's on the bottom right. That's down here. Cavern of Anger is exactly the same. Bottom right, top right. So all you do is you just keep heading in one direction. So try and go for the bottom right. If it's not in the bottom right, more often than not, it'll be in the top. It'll be in the top right instead. So we've tried the bottom right, so now it'll be in the top right. And let me go a little bit faster. And that's a dead end. There are quite a few dead ends in this zone. Not as many as Ship Graveyard Cave, but there can still be quite a few. Oh, here we go. And there's your door, top right corner. Finally, Merveil is the end of Act 1's boss. All you have to do is kill her once, wait till she transforms into a lovely squid queen or tentacle, and kill her again. Bingo bango. Nicely done. And you walk through the Southern Forest portal, and you will then reach the first zone of Act 2. You can shut up. Now, that ends the video. I'm going to finish it there on Act 1, and I'm going to do another one for Act 2. So if you have liked this video, hit a like on my video or subscribe, and I will continue this series. If you see anything which I may have missed, or if you know any tips or tricks that I may have missed, tell me in the comments. I'm more than happy to learn more to make me faster, and I will then mention anything that is worthwhile. I will then mention in my Act 2 video, and I will do a quick recap and go back and say, as per comments, there's a few things that I've been told, and we will go through them in the Act 2 video. So if you want to follow this series and you want to be a better Act runner, and you want to get through the campaign in sub 5 hours, then subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting one of these videos probably every day this week for the next 10 days, and I'll be doing all 10 acts, and hopefully it will help you. So thank you for watching, stay sane, Exile, and I appreciate it.